Germany's automobile industry is a shining diamond in the continent's economic crown. This sector has been the engine of economic expansion, innovation, and wealth in Europe for many years. It functions like a well-oiled machine, directly and indirectly creating work for millions of people while adding about 5% of the GDP of the region. It goes beyond just the numbers. The automotive sector has come to represent excellence in Europe. Phrases like Made in Germany, Italian car design, Euro NCAP for safer cars, and British racing have become synonymous with innovation and craftsmanship that's second to none. But unfortunately, the industry is going through some massive transformations, and it now appears to be losing ground. In this video, we'll be talking about the death of the German motor industry and whether or not there's hope for revival. Before we get started with the chapters of this video, what, in your opinion, are the major challenges the German motor industry is facing today? Let us know with some facts. Just how big is the German motor industry? In 2023, 779,663 people were employed in German car manufacturing alone. Traditionally, this industry has been the strongest industrial sector in Germany when it comes to turnover, making it a real economic powerhouse. On a global scale, German car companies are some of the most successful in the game. Take, for instance, the Volkswagen Group, that came in second place in a ranking of leading motor manufacturers based on global sales, with a mind-blowing 8.26 million units sold worldwide in 2022. Volkswagen was also the top dog in Germany when it came to production volume, though their numbers had decreased since 2019. Not far behind were the iconic Daimler AG and the BMW Group, rounding out the top three. When it comes to exports, the total weight of cars exported from Germany in 2022 was a massive 148 billion tons, with an export value of roughly 245.3 billion euros. That's a lot of German engineering hitting the roads worldwide, and these vehicles were mainly exported to other European countries. But still, in that same year, China surpassed Germany in light vehicle exports for the first time, with about 3 million vehicles exported compared to Germany's 2.6 million. Not everything is smooth sailing on the Autobahn. The German automotive industry is facing some serious challenges even after the woes of COVID-19, and it's pulling the entire German economy down with it. Production levels of Germany's largest vehicle manufacturers have fallen by more than 36% in 10 years in Germany, while overseas production has risen from 8.6 million, according to reports from Handelsblatt, citing data from the Marklines news website. This crisis is particularly affecting the automotive industry. New dynamics, like shifting from gas-guzzling engines to electric powertrains that are kinder to the environment and focusing more on software than hardware, have opened the doors for new players, both in Europe and abroad, especially in China, the largest automotive market in the world. In the exciting world of electric vehicles, or EVs, Germany seems to be struggling to keep up, especially with one major competitor, the mighty industrial and technological force that is China. The Federal Motor Transport Authority, or KBA of Germany, reports that 98% of automobiles on German roads are still powered by traditional combustion engines. As such, a lot of observers feel that Germany's admirable goal of having 15 million electric cars on the road by 2030 may be a little too ambitious to be achieved. Money troubles are also putting a speed bump in Germany's path. Due to budgetary constraints, the German industry is finding it hard to challenge China's market dominance, forcing it to postpone crucial investments. With China maintaining an impressive electric vehicle market share of almost 40%, Germany is left dependent on Chinese manufactured goods like battery cells. It's a neck-and-neck race, and Germany will need to step on the gas if it wants to overtake China in the electric vehicle revolution. German companies have been making enormous profits for years by manufacturing parts for classic fossil fuel-powered vehicles. But with the high-paced switch to electric cars, they are now up against some formidable obstacles. Major automakers like Mercedes, BMW, and Volkswagen are based in Germany, but the country also hosts hundreds of other businesses that support the auto industry. These businesses range in size from large conglomerates like ZF and Continental to smaller ones that make specialty parts like heaters, exhaust pipes, and spark plugs. A study by the consultancy Strategy and part of the PwC network found that since 2019, German suppliers have lost about 3 percentage points of the global market share. The report warns the success of the past 20 years is at risk of being eroded in a short span of time. Analysts say that while some of the larger German suppliers are navigating the transition to EVs better, it's the smaller firms that are most at risk of being left behind in this electric revolution. According to the experts, this year, 2024, German car companies are expected to sell 25% fewer cars than they did before the pandemic hit. So, what's causing this sales slump? Well, even though they've mostly ironed out the supply chain issues that made it tough to get parts, the overall business climate for German automakers is still pretty rough. One area where they're really struggling is with electric cars. Sales of electric cars, or EVs, made by German brands actually dropped by 16% in 2023, and they're expecting another 9% dip next year. But sales of plug-in hybrid cars, which use both electricity and gasoline, are expected to rise a little bit. And even though they're not selling as many electric cars as they'd like, German factories are still revving up production. In fact, they're expecting to make 19% more EVs this year compared to last year. However, many of those electric cars will be sold in other countries, not just in Germany. Even dear Germany is hardly an exception to the rule in the car industry when it comes to job layoffs. Compared to internal combustion engine vehicles, electric vehicles require fewer parts, which means fewer laborers are needed. According to a ZF representative, where we need 2 employees for gearbox assembly, we only need 1 for electric motors. But ZF has come under fire in the car industry for not responding quickly enough to the e-mobility revolution. By the end of 2026, Bosch, the biggest auto supplier in Germany, intends to eliminate 1,200 positions from its completely automated driving department software section. The business clarified that increased production costs are among the issues delaying the shift to fully automated driving. Certain changes could result in the loss of 40% of jobs in the German automobile industry, according to research. According to the Statista Research Department, the automotive industry generated a substantial profit of over 564.2 billion euros in 2023, indicating a rise from approximately 506 billion euros in 2022. Researchers from the IFO Institute assert that there is a growing sense of optimism in the German car industry over the future. In March 2024, their Business Climate Index for the car industry went up to -5.8 points from -9.9 points in February. This means the car companies are feeling more optimistic, especially about how things will go in the coming months and years. One big reason for this improved mood is that the car companies expect to sell more cars to other countries. The Export Prospects score jumped up to 13.8 points, which is the highest it's been since April 2023. Another factor helping the outlook is that supply chain problems, which had made it hard for companies to get the parts they needed, seem to be getting better for most manufacturers. This renewed optimism in the car industry, which is really important for Germany's economy, could give a boost to the whole German economy. In 2024, experts had only projected a modest expansion of Germany's GDP. Even while things appear better in the future, there are still some obstacles to face. So it's not all smooth sailing yet. Comment below what are your thoughts on this. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.